If you clicked on this video, I already know something about you. You probably have a project you need to finish, a book you want to read, or a workout you promised yourself you'd do. But instead of doing those things, you are here. You might be telling yourself that you're just taking a break, or that you're doing research. But deep down, you know the truth. You feel stuck. You feel a low-level anxiety that keeps you reaching for your phone, checking notifications, or scrolling through feeds just to feel something. You aren't lazy. You aren't broken. But your brain's internal wiring, the chemical system that drives your motivation, has been hijacked. You are caught in a biological trap that was designed to keep you addicted. In the next few minutes, I'm not just going to give you some generic productivity tips. I am going to explain the neuroscience of why you can't focus, how modern technology has systematically destroyed your attention span, and exactly how to fix it. We are going to reset your brain in just 24 hours. If you want to take back control of your life, do not click away. To understand why you can't stop scrolling TikTok at 2 a.m., we have to look at a terrifying experiment from 1954 conducted by neuroscientists James Olds and Peter Milner. They implanted electrodes into the brains of rats. Specifically, they targeted the nucleus accumbens, the part of the brain responsible for reward and motivation. They set up a lever in the cage. Every time the rat pressed the lever, it sent a small electrical shock directly to that pleasure center. What happened next changed our understanding of the brain forever. The rats didn't just like the lever. They became obsessed with it. They stopped eating. They stopped drinking. They stopped sleeping. They ignored potential mates. They would press that lever thousands of times per hour until they literally collapsed from exhaustion or died of starvation. They chose the artificial stimulation over life itself. Now look at your hand. Look at the smartphone you carry everywhere. That is your lever. Every notification, every like, every colorful icon, every match on a dating app, it is a digital shock to your nucleus accumbens. You might think, I'm a human, not a rat. I have free will. Do you? How many times have you unlocked your phone without even thinking about it? How many times have you opened Instagram, closed it, and then immediately opened it again? That isn't a conscious choice. That is a reflex. Your brain has been conditioned just like those rats to seek the next hit. And this constant bombardment of stimulation is what is destroying your ability to do hard things. Here is the biggest lie you've been told about dopamine. You think dopamine is about pleasure. You think it's about feeling good. That is wrong. Dopamine is not the molecule of pleasure. It is the molecule of craving. It is the molecule of more. From an evolutionary standpoint, dopamine wasn't designed to make you happy. It was designed to make you move. It's the chemical that compelled our ancestors to hunt for food, to seek shelter, to reproduce. It is the engine of desire. When you scroll through social media, you aren't actually happy. Be honest with yourself. Do you feel a deep sense of fulfillment when you watch 50 short videos in a row? No. You usually feel numb or even anxious, but you keep doing it. Why? Because dopamine's job isn't to satisfy you. Its job is to promise you that the next swipe will be the one that satisfies you. It is the reward prediction error. Your brain says, maybe the next video will be funny. Maybe the next email is good news. So you keep pulling the lever. The problem is that our brains were not evolved for this environment. For millions of years, dopamine was scarce. You had to work hard to get it. You had to hunt, build, or solve problems. Today, we have easy access to what scientists call cheap dopamine. Junk food, pornography, video games, social media, gambling. These things release huge spikes of dopamine with zero effort. And this is where the damage happens. This is why you feel broken. Imagine your brain's sensitivity to dopamine is like a seesaw. On one side you have pain. On the other side you have pleasure. Your brain always wants to keep this seesaw level, a state called homeostasis. When you do something highly stimulating, like playing a video game for 3 hours or binge eating sugar, you tip the seesaw heavily toward pleasure. Massive dopamine spike. But what goes up must come down. Your brain realizes, whoa, this is too much stimulation. I need to balance this out. So it adapts. It down-regulates your dopamine receptors. It literally removes the seats on the seesaw so that the dopamine has nowhere to land. This is called tolerance. And here is the scary part. To regain balance, your brain doesn't just go back to the middle. It tips the seesaw to the side of pain. This is the come down. This is why you feel irritable, bored, and tired immediately after a binge. Now you are in a dopamine deficit state. Your baseline level of happiness has dropped. Because your baseline is lower, normal things like reading a book, working on a report, or just going for a walk feel incredibly boring. They don't release enough dopamine to get you back to normal, let alone make you feel good. So what do? You reach for the phone again. Not to feel good, but just to feel okay. Just to stop the pain. This is the cycle of addiction. You are flooding your brain with so much cheap dopamine that you are chemically incapable of finding motivation in the real world. You have burned out your receptors. If you want to enjoy your life again, if you want to be able to focus on hard work, you don't need a new productivity app. You need to heal your receptors. You need a detox. So how do we fix this? How do we reset the seesaw? We have to do the one thing your brain is screaming at you not to do. We have to embrace boredom. I'm going to give you a protocol for a 24-hour dopamine detox. This isn't a lifestyle change yet. This is a hard reset. Think of it like fasting for your brain. Pick a day. Ideally, a Sunday or a day off. Rule number 1, no screens. I mean it. No phone, no computer, no TV, no tablets. Turn them off and put them in a drawer. If you use your phone for an alarm, buy a cheap alarm clock. Rule number 2, no cheap dopamine. That means no junk food, no alcohol, no video games, no music with lyrics, and no sexual stimulation. You are stripping away all the external sources of artificial reward. So what can I do? I hear you asking. You can walk. You can meditate. You can journal with pen and paper. You can drink water or tea. You can eat simple whole foods. You can sit and stare at a wall. And here is what is going to happen. By about 10 a.m. you are going to feel restless. You will reach for your pocket and realize your phone isn't there. You will feel a phantom vibration. By noon you will be bored. Incredibly, painfully bored. You will feel an itch in your brain. That is the withdrawal. That is your brain screaming for its fix. Do not give in. This pain? This boredom? This is actually the healing process. Your brain is realizing that the superstimuli are gone, and it is slowly starting to upregulate your receptors. It's putting the seats back on the seesaw. When you remove the high stimulation activities, low stimulation activities start to become interesting again. Suddenly, cleaning your room feels like an adventure. Watching the sunset feels profound. Writing down your thoughts feels engaging. Because when you are starving for dopamine, even a crumb tastes like a feast. Now, obviously, you cannot live like a monk forever. You have a job, you have friends, you need technology. The goal of the detox isn't to ban dopamine forever. The goal is to change the relationship you have with it. After the 24 hours are over, you need to reintroduce these things carefully. You need to switch from cheap dopamine to earned dopamine. Cheap dopamine is getting the reward before the effort. Eating the cake before you eat your vegetables. Checking Instagram before you finish your work. Earned dopamine is the opposite. It's allowing yourself to check your phone only after you've finished 90 minutes of deep work. It's watching a movie only after you've gone to the gym. You use dopamine as a tool, not a crutch. When you do this, you leverage your biology instead of fighting it. You teach your brain that hard work is the trigger for the reward. Here is the truth. Most people watching this video will nod their heads, maybe click, like, and then immediately scroll to the next video. They will stay in the cage. They will keep pressing the lever until the day is over, wondering where the time went. Don't be most people. I'm challenging you. Pick a day this week. Commit to it. Tell a friend, or better yet, comment down below with the date you are going to do your detox. Write it down. I am resetting my brain on Sunday. It is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to be boring. But on the other side of that boredom is your focus. On the other side is your motivation. On the other side is your life. Stop letting a device control your chemistry. Stop being the rat. Step out of the cage. See you on the other side.